Welcome everyone to Era of Supreme Peace. So, I am Mona and I have Chetna ji with me. So, Chetna ji, I want to start with a question that humans have been circling for basically all of recorded history. So, ready.
Oh no. So when you say ready like that, it's never a small question.
Yeah. Who or what is God?
Oh, yeah, see, not small question.
And here's the thing, Chetnaji, every religion, every tradition, every teacher has given a different answer.
Yes.
God is formless, God is a person, God is everywhere, God is a feeling. So today we are doing something little different.
Mhm.
Hmm.
So we are walking through 10 mysteries about the divine as laid out by one spiritual teacher in a long recorded conversation. And honestly, some of it is going to sound wild. Cosmic galaxies, multiverses, the whole thing.
Yes. But that is the fun of it. Buckle in. This is the 10 mysteries of the divine. So let's start at the root. In this teaching, the word itself is the first clue, Paramatma, the
Mhm.
supreme soul. So break it apart, Chetnaji.
So if we talk about Paramatma, we can split it into two words, Param plus Atma. So that means supreme soul,
Mm,
supreme plus soul. Param means supreme and
mm.
soul. So Paramatma literally means the soul filled with the supreme light.
Wow, I love that. As a starting point, not a bearded man on a cloud, a soul, but one that is pure light at the maximum.
Yes. Right.
Mm,
And in this framework, that's Shiv capital S, the formless one is Nirakar. So
mm.
made of the supreme light. And the interesting move here is the formless can take the form.
Oh, wow. So when the formless light takes a form, it becomes Shankar, Shiv. Shiv is the formless essence.
Yes.
Shankar is the form.
Yes.
Together, we call it Mahadev, the great god.
Right. And then the teacher built this ladder for us.
Mhm.
It goes up from Shiv, you get to the Mahashiv, who in this cosmology owns the entire galaxy. And
Mm,
then Param Mahashiv, who owns a entire universe, like
mm,
multiple galaxies creator.
mm, mhm,
And it keeps climbing. So we are in the
mm.
ladder and we are on the second, third step only.
Yes, yes. I will go over it one more time. Like
Mhm.
Shiv is the who owns the solar system, right? And the
Yes.
Mahashiv is who owns the galaxy. And the Param Mahashiv who owns the universe. Okay.
Yes.
And the way it climbs is through the idea of Kala, the celestial degree, which he uses to mean roughly the power or potential. Our universe, he says, is a 16 Kala universe. So go higher. You get more Kalas 25, 100, 200, 500. So, like that.
So a 100 color being makes the multiverse.
Mm,
And right at the very top sit what he calls the Almighty Authority.
yeah. And this is the part that stopped me. He says the Almighty authority is so vast, you cannot even call it a soul anymore.
Yes, because a soul is a droplet.
Hmm,
This is the ocean, an ocean of the pure power. So,
hmm,
the being that created the limitless cosmos of
mhm,
infinite kalas, infinite celestial degree, we call it kalas. So the whole hierarchy is basically the more supreme light and the power a soul holds, the higher it sits the soul. And supreme soul, we can call it great supreme soul, all the way up that ocean, highest abode.
Mhm. So, mystery one in a sentence. God here is formless supreme light, and
Mhm.
there is a whole ranked cosmos of it, topped by an ocean of power. Wow. So, the next
Certainly.
question is, where does God live?
Yes. So where does the God actually reside?
Yeah. So, Chetnaji, the answer is a place he calls Param Dham, the supreme abode. And there is this whole vertical map of existence. Above our earth, the seven realms we can call lokas, Bhulok, Bhuvarlok, Swarglok, and up through the abodes of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiv. And then at the very top is the supreme abode, the Paramdham.
Wow. And here is the detail I find weirdly beautiful. He says every creator lives at the center point of its creation.
Yeah, tell us more about it.
So we talk about Mahashiv. So Mahashiv, the galaxy owner, he's a galaxy owner, center of the galaxy. The
Mhm,
universe owner, he resides center of the universe. The
mhm.
multiverse owner, center of the multiverse. So the formless supreme light always sits in the middle, holding the everything from the still point.
Okay, so it's like a hub and a wheel, the still center that the whole thing spins around.
Yes, you
Mm.
can see my background picture.
Yes,
It's
yes,
matching.
yes, yes. So in the
Right.
center is the supreme power, and the whole creation is surrounding itself. Yeah,
Surrounding.
yes.
And there is a hopeful piece here too. He says, when a human soul becomes truly formless, now we are talking about human soul,
Mhm.
they become truly formless, pure, it can rise through all these rooms and reach Paramdham, that is supreme abode as well. So the soul can go from Jeev to Shiv,
Mm,
from ordinary soul to the supreme soul. So
mm,
there is opportunity for every
mm,
human soul.
mhm. So the address of God is not only up there, far away. It's also a destination you could travel towards. Yeah.
Mhm. So, Monaji, what is actual job of God?
Let's talk duty. What does God, the formless one, actually do?
Wow. And the surprisingly answer is directly almost nothing.
The cosmic manager.
Basically, he describes it like this: the formless one had a single light impulse. It's like a sankalp, a subtle thought. Let there be creation. And from that one spark, the machinery starts. First, Vishnu is brought forth, then Brahma from the Vishnu, and then the work gets delegated further.
So it's delegation of the work. In still formless form, God is in still form, doesn't do anything, and then creates, and then they start doing their duties, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So the classic trinity of roles, Brahma creates, Vishnu sustains or preserves, Shankar dissolves, destroys, and the formless God. He keeps the records, sets the term, like the universe will run for such and such a span, and then lets it run. Wonderful.
So there is this key word he keeps returning to, that is akarta. So the non-doer. So God doesn't do, God causes to be done.
Hmm. God doesn't do, God causes to be done, which is such an interesting theological position. Fully involved and yet hands off. The author of the system, not the one turning every gear.
Yes,
So,
certainly.
is God beyond karma? The next mystery is.
Yeah, so that leads us straight into the next question. Like, if God sets all this in motion, is God bound by karma? Like, by consequence?
He, we are actually talking about when we use he means Bapuji Dashrath Bhai Patel. He is giving
Mm.
us all this knowledge and wisdom, and he gives it in three lovely forms. God is beyond emotions, God is beyond karma, and God is beyond the three qualities. So we can call Bhavatit,
Mm.
Karmatit, and Gunatit. Yes. So God is beyond all emotions, beyond karmas, beyond the three qualities. Yes.
So beyond, 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 three beyond we have to understand. So transcendent on every axis.
Yes. But, and I appreciated that he didn't dodge this, he complicates it. He says, look, technically, even the formless one acted in the sense that it willed creation to happen. Nobody who
Mm.
creates is fully, cleanly outside the act of creating.
Mm. So it's a subtle position, like
Mhm.
transcendent, yes,
Yes.
untouched mostly, but
Mhm.
not pretending it stand completely apart from the cosmos. It chose to bring about.
Mm. It does nothing and yet it gets everything done. So wonderful. That paradox is kind of the heartbeat of this whole teaching. It does nothing,
Yes,
yet it gets everything done. So we are
such a
coming to
wonderful
mystery.
manager.
Yeah, mystery number 5. Does everything happen by God's will? This is the big
Hmm.
one people wrestle about. If God is in charge, does every single thing happen because God wills it?
Mhm. Many people say like that, and Bapuji answer is clearly no. The one impulse from God was just let the creation begin. After that, doing is handed down to the Brahma, Vishnu, Shankar, and everyone below.
Hmm. So that is the real delegation and real freedom
Mm,
in the system.
exactly. So here is the pushing back on this idea of the micromanaging deity, pulling every string. The initial yes, let there be, that was the divine will. Everything cascading after that runs on the free will of being doing the work.
Yeah. Which honestly is a more livable theology for a lot of people. It means the mess of the world
Mhm.
is not God personally arranging your suffering.
Right.
Hmm.
And it sets up the mystery six perfectly.
Yes, yeah. Is God up there watching us?
So, because the natural next thought is okay, if God delegated everything, is God at least watching? Sitting up there, eyes on us, taking notes?
And Bapuji's answer flips the image completely. He says God doesn't need to watch.
Because it's not the surveillance, it's a record. Bapuji uses this idea of an Akashic record, a cosmic ledger. Every soul's every action automatically registered, every thought, every impulse flowing upwards and stored.
Wow. So he even reaches for a science metaphor: energy, atoms, particles converting and rising,
Hmm.
information moving up through layers. The point being, God has total divine sight without having to stare down at anyone.
Right. So I find that a gentler picture,
Mhm.
actually, not a cosmic security camera judging you, more like reality quietly keeps its own books.
Yes. And the universe remembers itself. That is a kind of gorgeous. Hmm.
Mhm.
So now we come to next mystery, God's next duty, the great cycles. So now it gets very cosmic. Chetna ji, walk us through what he calls God's next duty.
Yeah, so here is the picture. So even these enormous beings, the galaxy honor, the universe honor, they run out of the power over time. Creating drains them. So
Yeah.
creation drains them.
So we can call like a cosmic battery slowly, depleting.
Depleting. Wow. Exactly. And so when Mahashiv's power fades away, he becomes Mahakal, the
Mhm.
great time, the great end, and draws the countless universes back into himself.
Mm.
Winds it all up, then it goes to his source, his father, refills his power, and then begin creating all over again. So
Mm.
Param Mahashiv takes everything, countless universes back into himself when
Mm.
he has
Mm.
power.
Yeah. So same thing happens at all levels, at galaxy level, at solar systems. And the
Yes.
time scales Bapuji throws out are staggering. One day of Brahma equals over 4 billion Earth years. And a single moment of Mahashiv, who is owner of the galaxy, equals 100 years of Brahma. So the scale just explodes at every level.
Wow. So creation and dissolution, surgeon and visarjan aren't like one-time events. They are like a heartbeat.
Hmm.
Expand, collapse, recharge, expand again forever.
Hmm. And here is a poignant twist he adds. He says most of these upper worlds are immortal, deathless
Mhm.
realms made of pure elements that never dissolve.
Wow, deathless room.
Hmm.
So, but our multiverse, the one with Earth, especially planet Earth, the one made of the five physical elements, ours is a special one. It's the one where there is a death,
Mhm.
where creation and dissolution actually happen. The Mrityulok, we call it Mrityulok, the room of mortality.
Hmm. So, the rarity of our world in this telling is death itself, which is a haunting
Mhm.
thought that mortality might be the unusual thing. So, now we come to the next point: is God one or many?
All right, so given all these tires and beings, is God ultimately one or many?
Hmm. And Bapuji holds both at once. On one hand, infinite Shivas, we can say, countless supreme souls. One per galaxy is spread across countless galaxies, across countless universes. Many, many, many. So,
Hmm. But then Bapuji hands on a single line as well, and he even says it in English in the middle of all these Hindi videos that
Mm,
God is one and truth is one.
mm. So the many are, when we use many, are like expressions. Offices, we can
Hmm.
say, roles at different scales, but the ultimate truth, the almighty authority at the very top. That is singular, one vast
Yes,
reality.
yes. And Bapuji read on why religions disagree is very interesting. He says that various founding fathers of faiths, the drama like Dharmapita, we
Mhm,
call it the spiritual or regional gurus, I can say, each
mhm.
arrived and described the divine form, their vantage point, their level. Different descriptions, different sects, different definitions.
Yeah. So Bapuji distinguishes from them from the Supreme Father. The founders gave many maps. The
Mhm.
territory itself is only one.
Right. So many fingers, one moon.
One moon. Yes. Many fingers, one moon. Yes. So now is, can a human ever actually know God? So can we?
Mhm.
Can a human being genuinely know the divine?
Yes, and this is where the teachings get practical. Bapuji says that the souls originally started out pure Satopradhan in
Mhm,
their purest form,
mm.
full of light and creating creative power. But over past times, through endless doing and rebirth, that power run down and pure becomes passionate, becomes dense to the tamopradhan, a well of the physical body settled over the soul.
A veil, and under that veil, the soul forgot itself. Soul forgot who am I and where did I come from.
Right. And Bapuji prescription is almost startlingly direct. He says, stop chasing techniques for their own sake. Realize you are a soul, and then plug the soul back into the source. Connect directly to the powerhouse, the Almighty Authority.
Mm. Papaji literally frames it like electricity. Connect to the powerhouse, the supreme light flows back into the soul, and as it charges, the soul climbs back up, dense to passionate and to pure. The body's charge and a state beyond karma opens up.
Wow. And then this beautiful image to close the loop. The soul
Mhm.
starts radiating the supreme peace, Param Shanti, spreading outwards in all the direction. Peace, peace, peace.
Mm. Yeah. So, knowing God here is not an intellectual fact you memorize, it is a connection. You remember what you already were.
And one more thing, Bapuji insists on nobody's locked out. God hasn't put a velvet rope saying you can't know me without my permission.
Mhm.
The soul has a free will. If you choose to seek, if you choose to seek, if you dive into the ocean of knowledge, the doors are open.
Wow. Wow. So, Chetna ji, the avatars, we can say, who was Krishna really? The last of the big 10, and it is a very, we can say, interesting one, the avatars. Ram, Krishna, we can say, and in different forms, sometimes people worship like fishes, the tortoise,
Mhm.
all of them.
Right.
Whose avatars are they actually?
Yeah. And Bapuji sorts them out. Vishnu's avatar belong to Vishnu. The ones usually called Shiv avatars, he attributes those to Shankar and Stenderish so far.
Hmm. And then he drops the twist, Bapuji.
Yes, the twist he claims Krishna is not Vishnu's avatar, not Shiv's avatar, not Paramatma's. Like Krishna, he says, is the avatar of Almighty Authority himself, itself,
Hmm.
the very top of the whole ladder.
Wow. And then Bapuji tells it almost like a story. The entire multiverse
Mhm.
at one point powers down. And
Powers
from
down.
way up above, the Almighty Authority notices this one little dot in our multiverse. I mean, the dot is our multiverse, yeah, showing up on its cosmic screen. So, out of curiosity, it pulls all the data on this dot. So, what's going on there?
And then comes down in disguise, in secret, into our world. Because up in the higher rooms, there are no worlds like Earth's, no mortality, no five element bodies. Our is a curiosity. So, to the Almighty Authority. So, he says this entire multiverse is the size of just a pinpoint, a tip of the needle.
Hmm. And it observes through the lives of Ram and Krishna, watching what happens on this strange little mortal earth,
Mm,
where everything it sees is a wonder to it.
right. So, in his teachings or tellings, Krishna isn't a mid level deity slumming it. Krishna is the highest reality, incognito, incognito, visiting the one world where the death exists to see what that's even like.
Oh, okay. So, whatever you make of the claim, is a genuinely striking piece of mythology. The supreme power disguised, tiptoeing into the mortal world out of a sheer wonder. So now the
Yes.
next mystery is, does God test us? Before we wrap up, there is a bonus one I didn't want to cut because I think a lot of people carry this belief. Does God test us?
Yes, many people believe the idea that God is constantly testing you. Every hardship is a test of faith.
And Bapuji is blunt about it. Bapuji says no, God doesn't test anyone. Why would God sit around settling, little exams?
Hmm. So Bapuji reframes is like what feels like a taste is actually your own karma, your own
Yes.
accounts coming back to meet you. When
Mhm.
hardship lands and the ledger of your past actions showing up or shows up in front of you, it's tempting to say God is testing me. But but in his views, God isn't running the exam.
Yes.
God is not taking
Bapuji
exam.
says instead, God only ever sends help, a helpline, not a test. And I think that is a meaningful distinction for anyone who has been through something hard and wondered what they did to deserve the test.
Mhm. So the
So God is a
universe isn't
helpline, not a
out.
not a test taking person.
Yes.
Yes. Hmm.
So the universe isn't out to trip you. It's just a consequence meeting you and support offered alongside it.
Yeah. So Chetna ji, 10 mysteries we covered and plus a bonus. What are you actually taking away from this one?
Hmm. Honestly, a couple of images that will stick with me. The creator sitting at the center point, which is
Mm,
wonderful. And
mm,
I'll capture the image in my background, holding
mhm.
everything from the stillness and death being the rare thing which living on this planet earth we think it's normal. birth and death cycle, but there is it's not the there is something beyond it, right? The
Mhm,
special
mhm,
feature of our world. The death is rare thing and a special feature of only of our world, not the default of the cosmos. So that reframes alone kind of rearranged something in my head.
mm, mm. For me, Chetnaji, it is the non door paradox, a divine that authors the whole system but doesn't micromanage your Tuesday, your Friday, your Sundays. And that line, God is one, truth is one,
Yeah, truth
sitting
is
on
one.
top of a cosmos with infinite versions of the divine. Truth is one, I'll say
Wonderful.
it again, sitting on top of a cosmos with infinite versions of the divine. So, one truth, endless expressions.
Wonderful. And I'll say again what we said at the top. This is one teacher's map, a vivid, specific, unusual one. You don't have to buy the galaxy math or the avatar claims to sit with the deeper questions underneath. What is the divine? Where
Mhm.
does it live? Including maybe inside you. And can you reconnect it?
Hmm. Those questions belong to everybody, no matter which map you carry. So,
Beautifully said.
yes, that is for today's episode of The 10 Mysteries of the Divine. If any one of these ideas cracked something open for you, sit with it, argue with it, that is the whole point.
Thank you for spending this time in the cosmic deep end with us.
Yeah. Until next time, supreme peace. Supreme peace.
Supreme Peace, Param Shanti.
Yeah, Param Shanti. And if you have any question, please feel free to email us. We will get back to you and go to Bapuji Dashrath Bhai Patel's channel. And there are thousands of videos on different topics. And hopefully your questions will be answered there. Supreme peace. See you next time. Param Shanti.
Next
Param
time.
Shanti.
Param Shanti.